Hello. Here comes a little ditty about Jack and Diane growing up in the heartland, or I don't know, maybe the names are Harry and Lou, or Harriet and Lou, or Louisa, or something like that. But uh, I'm my name's Dan, and actually I'm a political junkie or a wanderer. Uh, Politically. I'm blessed as an American with a First Amendment and a Bill of Rights that encourages me to support my right to express my opinions uh, on public policy matters, because those public policy matters affect, I'll tell you quite frankly, my tax dollars. So, in other words, money I've earned, etc., how's it being spent? Now, today, I'm a registered Republican. I call myself a Law and Order Republican because I watch the TV series Law and Order. Uh, but I used to be very involved in the Reform Party, and very involved. And before that, really, I was a Democrat because I'm a Boston Irish Catholic. So, I was delighted when JFK got elected, but I was very saddened, of course, when he died, or when he was assassinated, I should say. Uh, and I'll tell you, I really was in a state of shock. I was in shock uh, the way so many expressed delight that that he had been assassinated. I thought to myself, there's plenty of really, really sick people, in this country. And and then as a boot, after that, we had all these conspiracy theories and all that kind of nonsense. And of course, America was in mourning, but it was just what a disaster. And so, there was all kinds of talking about cover-ups and this, that, on. It went on and on. But the one thing that I did learn out of that whole thing is that there were plenty of people looking to make some money off of unsupported allegations, and it was my duty, actually, as an American, to find out, to research, to learn, to look for credible evidence from uh, uh, credible sources to find out what's what. So here comes the little story here about Harry and Louise, so to speak. Uh, they don't have time to think about health insurance issues. They get their medical insurance at work. Now, by the way, the names are going to be changed here in this story uh, to protect the innocent and other such characters. Now, Lou has plenty of work to do. There's big opportunities available in the subprime mortgage market, and there's plenty of money to be made. So Lou is somewhat stressed at work because he knows that lending institutions are pushing these mortgages. They've got balloon payments coming up. But hey, a dollar is a dollar, and uh, Lou doesn't want to be responsible for other people's bad judgment. So the boss, he wants, more and more, and so our buddy, let's change his name to Harry. He decides that what he's going to do is he introduces his boss and the company to this guy Bernie, and of course, we better be hopeful that Bernie does not abscond with all the company's money and investments, etc. And if we take a look at that character, Bernie Madoff, or whoever he was, we can see why it is so important that, that financial information provided by these companies is in fact accurate. Otherwise, you could easily be cheated. You could find yourself putting good money into poorly run companies. So the importance of financial disclosures in businesses, it's got to be accurate for the sake of us all. So at any rate, our buddy, he's working a heck of a lot, and he's working so much overtime. Well, I'll tell you what, he needs some food now, and he decides to go for the fast food. And, of course, he's a busy man on the move. And, oh, by the way, names have been changed in here to protect the blameless, the irresponsible, and the downright silly. So as we continue on, our buddy, now is Harriet Lou, the hero of a story, so to speak. Boss tells him, you better take it easy for a little while. So he's really stressed out. He needs to cut back on his overtime, but his boss ain't too happy. So what happens is our boy, he drops the ball at work, and the boss calls him in with the real deal. And he says, you're fired. And our boy says, well, what about all those years of loyal service? And his boss says he has a fiduciary responsibility to the stockholders. So he's going to have the, have the guard, the rent-a-cop, escort our hero off the premises right now. Your job is gone. He doesn't have a union. He's got no protection. It's just goodbye. Continuing on, he figures, look, America's the land of the brave, home of the free, all the rest of that. Everything always works out for the best. So he says to the wife, let's go off on we'll take a little vacation before we start worrying about financial matters, and getting a job. So it's kind of like, we ought to think about, like if you think of that movie, like Fun with Dick and Jane, everything's going to be okay, etc. They're spending the money left and right. And doesn't occur to our hero, oh, by the way, I mean, he's a strong guy. He watches his John Wayne movies regularly, waves the flag around a lot. And he really ain't thinking about infirmity or bad luck, can come to any of us. In fact, he's not interested in any sob stories. He makes his own luck. He's quite a hero, real tough guy there. All right, well, at any rate, don't you know, poor Louise, she's out on a bike, and she's traveling a little bit fast because she's a big health nut, so to speak, and hits a banana peel. All right, bad luck, dear, because she's got to be medevaced via the helicopter. And, Harry, he lost his job when he had to slow down a little bit. And the big question is will the health insurance cover it? Well, wait a minute. He got fired. He lost his job. So at any rate, now Louise is out there. She's looking for a job. because what happened was she had worked for a high-powered lobbying firm, and now that her face got disfigured, well, I'll tell you what, she just doesn't represent good health, so they told her, hit the road. So now she also needs cosmetic surgery because her nose got flattened, she's got a big scar here on her face, all the rest of that. And with the company that she was working for, the question is now if she's going to need cosmetic surgery, should they really be covering her for cosmetic surgery, considering maybe she should have been wearing a full face helmet like a motorcyclist. You know, when that's the kind of thing that can happen with some of these for-profit insurance contractors. All right, well, at any rate, poor Harry, you know, of course, he's been out of work for a little while, and, you know, the ticker's been giving him trouble, all the rest of that. And he's telling his tale of woe to a guy who actually retired before Dick Nixon headed off to China with that wonderful deal he came up with to supposedly to end the war in Vietnam. And, you know, I really got to ask, what did Dick Nixon mean when he said only a Republican can go to China? And also, by the way, if you want to know what some of what was going on there, you ought to read a book by Theodore White, The Making of a President, 1968, and you'll find out about the Paris peace talks having been upset or delayed back in 1968, all the rest of that. And Nixon said that he had a secret plan to end the war. And now some people, they think that Nixon went to China because he liked panda bears or whatever kind of bears they got over there. But actually, it seems to look like he would, or the United States, or Wall Street, I should say, Wall Street would provide the Chinese with American factories and technology and give the Chinese red communists access to the wealth of the American middle class. And I mean, that's pretty much, you know that that's what went on. I mean, look it up. Continuing on here. So, Harriet even figured, you know, maybe get a job over at the old nuts and bolts factory. But by this time, in our little ditty or story here, something else has gone on. The factories had closed down, and the local banks, nobody seemed to care. But what they did do when that Great Recession came along was they bailed out Wall Street, and it was just heaven help